Hi. Welcome to my tube. My name is Margie. I'm Heyoka. I'm empath. I just like having these talks on the way I feel about things. Had a rough start this morning, just a lot of trepidation at my awakening when my spirit returns into my soul sack, when I'm being my shadow side, and then my spirit ventures out, higher dimensions. It's what I believe happens. I call it the night shift. I was just listening to Peace Dealer Michael. First, I'm glad he's safe. Saw an account where he was in a car accident this morning. Drunk driver went through a light. And I'm just glad he's okay. Then he posted last night on InstaSnap some inklings that he does. He has talks about how he feels about things too, no different. It's his channel. He receives information. See, we're all just one consciousness, and each one of us is a piece, a puzzle to tap into that consciousness, is to get a higher understanding of what it's all about. And he's talking about time travel and Iris and Lockwood and all this stuff, and I'm just like, these placements, man. I think I got some of these placements too. I'm pretty sure I do. And people are starting to see. That's why they made freaking insane asylums and stuff like that, because of intuitive people that can read energy and stuff like that. And they put them in there, and then the doctors got the information and then started using the astrology and profiting from this while you suck their soul away. And all that karma, all that years, I know this. My father, he worked at state hospital at Tascadero for the criminally insane, for the people that, really do bad things. And I'm just like, but at the same time, they're full spectrum. So the things that they did, their interpretation, at some point it was the right thing to do. At some point in the course of their life, their path was so off trodden that maybe they are justified for their action. But there's laws, and there's this and there's that and everything, and there's control freaks, and the control freaks are the ones that want to profit. And see, the way I believe is past lives. Just because I could die right now, I could die right now, have my next incarnation could be in history, because lives, they're just story. Everybody has these same. It's like these stories in the sky are played out in planetary alignments in the heart space of people on the earth, and then they create these storylines, because they all have the choice to go from spirit or ego. We're all chasing the dragon, or the white wolf or the black wolf, and I fight every day. I fight the dark wolf. I fight the black wolf. I fight my urges to feed the black wolf every day, because of the anger that I have inside me, that I know lives there, that I try to nurture and love and remind every day that it's okay. Because I have a lot of physical pain too, and then my physical pain clashes with my emotional pain, and then sometimes I don't think things are okay. So I work very, very, very hard, diligent to stay in the present moment. Meditate about every day. Sometimes energy isn't right, like freaking billions and gazillions of people are freaking meditating. That's like Dropbox to me. That's like, ugh. I've been in IT. I know the dirty places. I know the things. I know all this stuff that people are waking up to, and I'm really excited that you're waking up to it. And time travel, yeah. Isn't it weird that DT's uncle is one of the engineers that went and confiscated all of Tesla's life work, after they left him desolate because of what he. Oh no, he'll. You'll never work again. Don't you know who I am? It's the control freaks, you know? If you don't, so you got to get good with where you're at. I mean, yeah, there's manifesting and stuff like that, but I manifested so hard, I gave myself a nervous breakdown. I tried, because I'm my will. I can make things happen, and then the universe kept saying, it's not going to happen, Marge. You're not going to get a job. You can try as hard as you want. And I burned myself out. And then the freaking VA came in and they weren't any help. And I still can't get any help from them. So when you can't help, we know when people don't see you, when people don't hear you because they don't have problems, because they just have a plastic card, or they have like people and an entourage to just take care of them, that they just can float around in life, you know, that they're out of touch. There's too broad of a spectrum between ego and spirit, and now the numbers of people that are stepping into the spirit, because there's more of us, because what else we got to do but look stuff up like Law of One and the last, I mean, what else are you going to do? And he is right, you know, Michael's right. They did underestimate. I underestimate people. I underestimate myself, you know, and I didn't pay the whole Obama era. I didn't even pay attention. I don't think I voted. You know, when DT was elected, I wrote in Obi Dog from the Obi Dog Journey. You know, I voted my heart. I'd rather the dog win than either of those choices, you know. So it's all, you know, people put money where they, you know, they put money where they feed what they endorse, you know. And look at all the things now that the Rona, you know, is scared everybody. Oh, you don't, not people, only something has to be a little true for you to freaking for them to inject fear into society. It does only has to be, yeah, some people get sick, but you tell a bunch of unhealthy people that there's a chance that they're gonna get sick, that's gonna freaking freeze their endocrine system of and by itself. So unimaginative people that have always had just, you know, oh, you know, I want this, okay, and then they make it happen. Well, then they get so run away in their egos get so out of control that the stuff that they start having the expectation of are real weird. I ran across this in IT and with officers and doctors are like this a lot. It's just like, well, why doesn't it work this way? I worked at one company. They had one guy. He's like, well, and this was when they were upgrading to Vista a lot, and the guy didn't like a setting, so it was like, I want it like this. And it was like, this is the new operator. You got to get used to it. And he's like, no, I want it like this. And they paid, like with Microsoft, tens of thousands of dollars to make this one setting like that, to revert this one setting. And finally the solution was to just go back to freaking XP or whatever it was before, you know. Go back to the way it was if you don't like that one thing about the new thing, you know what I mean? But these egos, they got out of control, and they're just like, I want this, and their expectations are unrealistic. And then the people like me who can't get through on freaking any automated system. Yeah, the company that when you call and they set up the audit for this, all that, you know, I'm like, customer service, let me help you first. I want to talk to a person. There's plenty of people in the world, right? Why can't I actually just talk? No, because the people pay themselves so much to make the dee, the bells and whistles. We're here to help you. No, a person is here to help you. You just want people to give you their money to create more dissonance between the problem and the solution. And that's what we're seeing on a very large scale today. This song, I start Longmire this morning, and right out the gate, the episode this morning is a song that's always on when he's just resolved something, like it was a big closure, and the song that's played is called Bridges Burn, and I had a nice little cry and stuff, because it hit me, it occurred to me that it's why, you know, my old behavior is what I'm trying to do is figure out why I act the way I used to, so I don't have to act that way, so I don't have to be that time machine from the old person to my old, you know, my future self. I can be a more evolved person. What I figured out is that I'd rather burn down bridges. I'd rather burn them down and like blow up the land and stuff around them. Not in real life. This is a metaphor. People get too, you know, people could cut and edit my stuff and then like, oh, she, you know, and then set me. whatever. People do stupid stuff. I'd rather burn it down so I know than leave it standing and it doesn't get used. You know? So at least if I burn down a bridge, at least it's because it's something I did, kind of thing. At least I did it. I had that control. Because I don't have the control when I leave the bridge and they never walk back across it. That was a tough one. But that's the thing, is once you come into these realizations and you figure this stuff out, you just kind of, wow, man, that's why I did that. Next, on to the next. So, don't let them play your fears. That's the thing, is so many, they create, there's these vibrational people, these people that do these things, and then they create a population of scared, skittish people. You know, they rape kids, they do terrible things with, they molest kids, you know, and then it starts this cycle of psychology unless the kid learns how to break the cycle, you know. But most time people don't even know what the cycle is. Either they fall into it or they fall out of it. And so they create this whole society of fear, so every time they say something happens, you just go back to that place, you know, that gah, and then, you know, people are so big on to fight or flight. Well, sometimes you can get so scared that your brain stops. So you don't get to do nothing. Have you ever been that scared? That you have to just take a moment to process? I bet Mike was that scared last night or this morning whenever that picture was taken when that drunk driver went through that intersection, you know. And ego takes the spirit. Ego takes the spirit. Alcohol takes the spirit. It literally alcohol. When you get arrested, I've had it happen 2 times. Let my ego get it win. They take your blood alcohol count. So your blood alcohol count is breath, the oxygen in your blood. Well, if you're not drunk, you got 100% off, or however, you know, whatever, you got the oxygen in your blood. When you have alcohol, then you have that much percentage, you know. And I've had a quarter alcohol, you know, so that's a quarter ego over 3/4 spirit, documented 2 times, roughly, a little bit lower, 0.22, 0.24. The lady that had my first, when I had diversion after my first one, she had a 0.50, and she wasn't that big, and it didn't even surprise me, because once it's like medicine, it's weird, and people that don't drink like that can't comprehend it. See, that's the thing, is people are coming into their full spectrum. There's a whole percentage of population of people that just can't imagine. You just can't imagine. You just can't imagine, because you haven't had the life experience, and now more of those folks are coming into the life experience. So when people are intentionally putting alcohol into their system, they're allowing that's just, you know, that's ego stuff. So you got to be really careful about that, especially in this day and age. It's like, why would you let yourself get carried away? The energies are hard enough, you know. Why would you not want to be? Why would you give? It's been used as a tool for manipulation for years and years. Years and years. I mean, be smart about this, people. What else? Rick, what did the soldier do? I wrote a bunch of notes. Don't let them play on your fear. Changing the narrative. We'll wrap up on that. Changing the narrative. Alright, consider you stop by my tube. You listen to some of the stuff you have to say. Okay, well, what kind of experience is she? Well, listen to a video too. I got this is 1078 number video. I've been all around the world. People are, and it's funny because they're talking about, people are talking like, you know, he was talking about, Michael was talking about, what was that freaking, what's it called? That's it. I'm not supposed to talk about it because it's out of my head. Operation Looking Glass. Yeah, all I saw, it's like I saw a bunch of stuff like that. It was just like garbage in a. It was like stuff in an old shed. You know, it had Operation Looking Glass with the logos and the badges and the this and the that, and you know, it was just another storyline that they tell. You know, and yeah, you know, it could it they could. It's all about shared consciousness. It all comes down to that. We all have the same thoughts. So that's why, like, you have the world of people that are living from the thought and mind of like, oh, okay, I'm representing myself as who I truly am, as I see myself, and maybe people are representing themselves as who they are through the representation of what other people tell them who they are. But now they're finding out that they're in fact a spirit, and not a lot of them are rectifying very well with the things that they've done as a soul sack. So find a place to ground in, set in, find some people to reach out to, you know, find your same freak tribe, find some quiet time, some bliss. Hold on, let go, do what you got to do to get through this next time, man. Tell people start settling down a little bit. They're gonna be mad once they figure out, oh God, this is a line, that's a line, that's a line, this is, yeah, everybody lies. Everybody that profits has something to freaking is lie about. That's why I'm all about full disclosure. That's why I show my ass every day. That's about all I got for now. Hope you have a rad day. Peace.